Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Rugby?
Ball game has one main rule.
No rule.
The
That's the
Atherstone
rule.
ball game has one main rule. Don't kill anybody. It's a rule that goes without saying in most sports, but in this case, you can see why it's probably necessary to have it in there somewhere. The game kicked off in 1190.
Sorry. Gotta fix this. Sorry, guys.
The game kicked off in 1199. On Shrove Tuesday of that year, two teams, one from Leicestershire and one from Warwickshire, competed over a period of several hours and across several miles of countryside to seize control of a bag of gold.
Wait, is this the start of rugby?
Even at a time when violence was part and parcel of everyday life in England, the so-called match of gold was notable for its brutality. There were no referees, and with local pride at stake as well as the gold itself, gouging, bludgeoning and bone-breaking were the order of the day. There might even have been a bit of football in there too. The game's origins can be traced even further back than the 12th century though. Medieval football, or mob football as it is sometimes known, has antecedents in similar games played in the ancient world. And going forwards in time, the evolution of medieval football can be tracked through various diverging branches, including Gaelic football, rugby, and of course, association football.
Okay.
Warwickshire won the 1199 match of gold, and for the following 820 years, an annual game has taken place.
Warwickshire is like the dead center of Wales, England, right?
A match of gold, and for the following 820 years, an annual game has taken place every Shrove Tuesday in the county's market town of Atherstone to mark the event. While many other similar Shrovetide games have come and gone across England over the centuries, the Atherstone ball game is still going strong. Wars, social upheaval, and the foot and mouth crisis of 2001 have all failed to cause a break in its bloody 820-year streak. The Highways Act of 1895 was introduced in part to put a stop to ball games being played in public streets. The locals in Atherstone didn't seem to pay it any heed, however. It's become such a part of local identity that one former mayor has said, "The ball game is Atherstone. Without it, there is not a town."
It was
For
like
many
a
locals,
purge.
the game is the highlight of the year, something they look forward to, train for, and take immense pride in. It's a connection with the past, and despite its adversarial nature, it brings the whole town together, even if that does mean many of them battering the living daylights out of each other. Now, there have, over the years, been a few changes to how the game is played, including the addition of the no-killing rule. Instead of a bag of gold, a large leather ball is used nowadays. Because of the damage it sustains during the match, not to mention the bloodstains it usually ends up being spattered with, a new ball is custom made each year. Perhaps the biggest change to the game since its early medieval incarnation is that play is restricted to Atherstone's Long Street in an attempt to prevent the ball being thrown or kicked into the nearby Coventry Canal. The modern game begins at 3 p.m, with the ball being thrown from an upper window of Barclays Bank on Long Street. In recent times, the person who throws out the ball has been a specially invited guest of honour. In 2019, it was former Aston Villa manager Brian Little. The game lasts for 2 hours. In its early stages,
the
it's relatively
objective?
sedate, with the ball being lofted up and down the street by players. Its early stages, it's relatively sedate, with the ball being lofted up and down the street by players, including children. There are also side games like prizes for getting hold of one of the ribbons attached to the ball at the beginning of play.
Like football?
But as the game heats up, it turns into a no-holds-barred mass brawl. After about an hour, factions start to form, with different groups duking it out for possession of the ball. Players, who number in their hundreds, throw punches, kicks and elbows and use the boarded-up shop windows as launch pads for flying tackles and surprise attacks. The local police look on in bemusement as the norms of the 21st century are momentarily...
This literally seems like the purge. It's like once a year, toss up a ball, try not to kill anyone, but the keepers, the police are just like, all right, carry on.
put on hiatus in the name of something more primal, brutal, and chaotic.
It's the
In its
purge.
final minutes, the game reaches fever pitch as the team in possession desperately battles to cling on, while their riled up opponents do their best to prize the ball out of the scrum. And then, when the whistle blows at 5 o'clock, it's all over, and whoever is in possession of the ball wins.
What if
The
two
crowds
people are?
disperse, the shops are reopened, and the blood is washed from the pavement. The winner in 2019 was, for the 4th time, local Jonathan Slesser. Why does he compete? He told a reporter after the game, "It's the ball game, innit? It's what we're here for."
Is being drunk allowed? Mandatory? Interesting video. Thanks for the recommendation, guys. I'll see you next time. Just a quick video to get me started, revved up. Bye, guys.